What's up, y'all? It's the 21 Minutes or Less podcast. And y'all already know we're talking about self care, talking about entrepreneurs, and we're finna get into it. So, I'm Keisha Milana,
And I'm Nakia.
and today we are talking about Megan Thee Stallion, my fave. I love her. She's amazing. She represents black embodiment of like black girl magic. And y'all know she was recently shot. And it's been a lot of stories about what happened, why it happened, who shot her, things of that nature. But one thing I'm not seeing is a lot of sympathy for her. It's a lot of jokes, it's a lot of playing around, it's a lot of laughs, giggles, and it's not funny. And it's really sad because she's the victim, and everybody when she screaming hot girl summer want to turn up. Everybody on her team, on her side, mentioning her, all that, but nobody has spoken in support for her for real. So
Right. And I just want to talk about the men for a moment. Cause when, she doing her thing, they all for it. They like to look at her body, sexualize her, things like that. But when it came time to like support her in her time of need, it's kind of like it was mostly men saying that, oh, she got what she deserved, or she shouldn't be rapping about what she rapping about and all this other stuff. She brought this on herself and all that. I'm like, really? She don't really rap about like killing folks or
right.
being violent or anything like that. She rap about, being a hot girl or,
Turning
having
up,
fun,
yeah.
being in her 20s, living her best life. That's what she rap about. And it's just funny to me how they say that, but then they be all down and out if one of their favorite rappers got, get shot or something. But they rap about that life. So it's kind of like, okay, you kind of being like a little hypocrite right now. I don't know. That's just my perspective.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know if it's because the alleged or maybe someone that's the suspect is Tory Lanez, and they don't want to demonize him, but let's call a spade a spade. If you shoot someone that you're cool with intentionally, which is what Meg said, that's domestic violence. Like,
it is.
And the finest extent.
Even if they were not together.
Yeah.
Domestic violence don't have to be because you was in a
Exactly.
relationship with somebody. It can be like a friend or somebody you close with. So I don't know.
It's like, I think the industry is just like not in support because they don't want to be anti-Tory. But one, we don't know for sure that Tory shot her. It is looking like that from the reports, but we don't know that for sure until it gets reported. And two, it's just like, it's just seeming like domestic violence. Like, just from the original reports, they said Meg wasn't saying that she got shot originally. A lot of times when people is in abusive situations or is someone they are close to, they don't want to, tell on them. So I definitely could see this being like a domestic violence thing. I think it's great that she's, seeing how dangerous it could have gotten and removing herself. She said she's protecting her energy, all of that, which is great because the higher you go, you gotta like stop giving people access to you. And she's at that level where you gotta sound with Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. Like, girl, you're it. You're up next. Like, you're a legend in the making. You need to move as such. You can't be hanging around with everybody. But I definitely think it was some domestic violence going on. So I hope that Meg just takes it really seriously because it was her foot. But if somebody could shoot you in your foot, they could shoot you somewhere else and it'd be detrimental to your whole life.
Exactly.
Like, you have a career, you have millions of fans, you have a lot. So I just hope that she recognizes who she is and does remove herself from negative situations.
Right. And the fact that we really don't know much about what's going on, I guess kind of goes back to her circle, because I don't really know like her like that. I just see her from that she posts on Instagram. But she has a really tight circle.
She does.
And the people that she do hang around, it seems like they are tight and they've been around each other for a long period of time. And the fact that we can only speculate, you know, about what happened just goes to show that she do have a support system that's not out here like really like just running their mouth trying to get money out of this situation, because we know a lot of people will be like, oh, I got the school, let me put this to TMZ, let me get this check real quick.
Now I have heard some stories. I didn't watch like all the videos, but like one really reputable and like industry, ear to the industry, like news outlet, her name like Tasha K on YouTube. She been having all the tea, and she said that it was the instance of Meg and Tory were apparently dating, and it was like it started over a fight about an Instagram model, and it just turned violent. So I don't know the validity of that, but she does normally have the school. Right. So if that is something that happened where it's like, you know, we got into a fight and I was trying to leave and then you shot me, like, that's dangerous for his mental health and like his mental state. And just the fact that like you can shoot someone and be out on bail in less than a day, like, that's scary, because if she wasn't a celebrity or didn't have the will to cut off her access, that could be a dangerous situation to be in with Mr. Lanez.
Absolutely. Do you think maybe he got out because she probably didn't press charges? Or do you think, like, what do you think is the reason behind it?
I think he got out because they don't know enough. She wasn't speaking up. Like, because it's no way she says, he shot me, it's assault, he attempted murder, whatever it could have been, and doesn't get charged with it. Like, even if he got out or didn't, people get out on bond bail all the time. But he didn't even get charged with it. He just got charged for having a gun. So that means she definitely didn't say nothing.
And she didn't press charges.
She didn't press, but the state can pick up charges and stuff.
Right. Do you think it has something to do with her protecting him? Or do you think it's because, you know, we live in this no snitching society?
I think it's a compilation of things. I definitely think it's no snitching. It's just like Meg, she probably don't want to be seen as that snitch or uncool, especially since it's another rapper or another famous person, you know?
You think she would, you think she don't want to put herself in a situation where she get blackballed?
Not even blackballed, but just looked at as the one who ended Tory Lanez's career. Or looked at as the one who, even if this don't end his career, but looked at as the one that might send Tory Lanez to jail, or looked at as the one who does send Tory Lanez to jail, you know? So it's like, you know, I don't think that she wants the, I'm not gonna say the sympathy that comes with that, but the sympathy that comes with that. Look what happened to Miss Rihanna. Icon, I love her, like, but let's be real, after that situation, like, it skyrocketed her career because people felt so like, oh, we gotta support her, and not saying like, you know, that wouldn't give her a huge advantage. I think she more so worried on I don't want people to look at that as the reason why I skyrocket.
Right.
So I feel like it could be that, but then also too, I think it could be just not even her being Meg, like on a human level of in a toxic relationship. Like, I'm in a toxic relationship. This dude just shot me. It's like we was probably already having issues. You know, I'm popping, he popping. This already gonna come with problems. And it's like now it escalated to the point of no return. And I gotta be the one responsible on like holding him accountable. Like, that's a lot of pressure. And a lot of people who are victims of domestic violence, shootings, whatever, toxic relationships, they don't come forward because they don't, like, they love the person or they like the person. They don't want to see them in trouble. They don't want to be the ones to cause harm to their families or nothing like that. So I think it's a combination.
And not even that, like you said, in many situations, the victim always get blamed. Or the victim is the one at the end of the day end up getting shamed for them being a victim, like, oh, what you was doing to put yourself in that situation, or you must have hit him first, or you must, like, it's something that you did that provoked this, versus no, this is wrong, period.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just a lot. Like, she got to deal with this. She got to deal with being famous. She got to deal with fans adding her every day, probably asking her about music, asking her when she gonna talk. Like, but you can definitely, one thing about it though is tell it's affecting her. Like, she not on social media every day, and she was like talking to Drea like, "Oh, you a bird" or whatever. I don't know what she said. She basically said like, "It's not funny. Like, don't play with me like that." And it's like for her to even speak up on it, it's like you could tell it affected her because Drea was somebody that was her friend or she was close to. She got pictures with her. So I think it was hurtful for her to see someone she cared about say comment.
So I have a question. We just did an episode on August. And we were talking about how he should have just remained silent, should have came forward. What do you feel about in Meg's situation? Do you think it's a situation where she should remain silent and let it like pan out, or do you think she's gonna come forward but do like August did and come forward in her own time and when she has fully healed and recovered?
I definitely think she should come forward in her own time, but she might be forced to come forward earlier. Because once stuff legal, it's public record. Like everybody's gonna see it. As soon as she go on record saying anything about him, it's going to be public record. It's probably people searching every day for records with her name just to see when she talk about it. So I feel like, it's the thing where she got to kind of heal. But then again, if she wants to advance the case or actually tell on him or whoever did it, it's like you're going to have to speak up about it. Your truth, whatever that is, you're going to have to open up before you may even be ready to, which is going to, of course, spiral into the whole world being knowledgeable about it.
And now that you say that, maybe it's a legal situation to where she can't really speak on it. Maybe lawyers are involved in it, telling her, don't make any statements right now, and the case is still open. We still gotta, do our investigation. Wait to say anything. With her being a rapper, I know a song coming gonna come out about this situation for a fact. So even if she, don't say it directly, there's gonna be some indirect,
Yeah. Do you think Tory Lanez is gonna be able, if he was in fact the one who shot her, do you think he's gonna be able to last? Realistically, the person who shot Meg Thee Stallion, legend in the making, Miss Protege to Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. Tory Lanez.
I would say no, but then again, I would say yes. I would say no because I'm just going back off history, of course, with the Chris Brown situation. Chris Brown was in his prime when that situation happened with Rihanna, and look what it did to his career. And Tory Lanez not really
Chris Brown
level.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just going back off what has happened in the past. However, Tory Lanez is also a writer and a producer. So even if he doesn't put out music or another album or whatever, that doesn't mean that his career is going to end, because he still have other avenues as far as like writing and producing.
But do you think people are going to want to work with him after he's known as the person that shot Meg? If he did in fact shoot Meg, we don't know at this point. Because he said he was protecting her.
He said he was protecting her?
That's what I think his lawyer put out that statement, or he did on Twitter. But Lil Ju made the beat, which is Megan's producer. He quoted it and was like, "That's some BS. I hope y'all don't believe that." So it was like, you either was basically trying to protect her and failed because they got her, or you shot her. Like, those are the two. Yeah, those are the two options. Like, how do you protect someone and be the one who end up shooting them?
I don't know. I don't see it happening for him if he is the one that actually, if all the facts come out,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see his career like lasting.
Lasting.
But then again, I don't know, because I'm thinking about Rihanna and how she was seen in the industry, like a princess and stuff like that. But then you have someone that men just sexualize and just look at as someone that could be like thrown away. And I'm not saying that from my perspective. I'm just saying it from what I'm seeing on social media. I'm like, will they really take her case serious enough to say, hey, Tori, you wrong. We're not going to work with you no more.
We'll have to see. But I don't know. If he is, in fact, the one who shot her, I don't see his career lasting long after that. Because that's going to be stamped into people's heads.
Right.
Now, do I think he can
come back
maybe
years later?
Yeah, I think maybe, because people do really like him. But even with Chris Brown, though, like, he was canceled for like what, a year, 2 years, and he right back popping.
Right.
Like, Chris Brown is popping, if y'all don't know.
Of course.
He's popping. And he did admit his wrongs. He did a lot. I ain't gonna lie, to get back in our good graces, a whole Michael Jackson tribute, BET Awards. He did a lot, but it took a while.
I think that may be the difference between Chris Brown and Tory Lanez. Like, is Tory Lanez gonna own up to what he did? Is he gonna be sympathetic? Is he gonna apologize, or is he just gonna keep telling his version of the story?
We will see. I definitely think it's interesting. Just the jokes, though. Like, y'all think it's funny?
I was so disappointed. I was
like, are you okay, man?
Why gotta make a joke about everything? Like, everything?
Yeah, I think it would be worse if it was something like abuse, where you could see bruises and all of that. But again, the video did come across with her limping and stuff, getting out of the car, but it haven't been like, no, I don't know, seeing her in a cast or something on her foot. Like, I think maybe that would make it, not saying that should be what it takes to make it a little bit more human, but seeing her a little bit like more vulnerable in that state, maybe even if it was like a selfie with her in her cast or laying in the bed, people would be like, oh my gosh, like, you're really hurt. Like, it's kind of all just so elusive. And I think sometimes those graphic images, they stick with people. Like, sometimes that's what it takes to like make stuff real.
And she need to sue him. I know you probably gonna be like, dang,
sue him for what?
She is known for twerking.
Oh.
He messes with her money.
That's true.
Like, the balance. Like, in her foot.
Yeah. I think people are gonna be paying a lot of attention to her feet, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think her twerk gonna be okay. So she can't get no money if it ain't messed up.
We'll see.
We're gonna see. So do you think that we're talking?
I don't know. Anything is possible with the industry. So I don't know. Anything is possible. So
if they were, I also think, even though it's very, very, very petty, but people are petty. People are visual. I think one thing that could also be leading to the jokes or not taking it seriously is like the height difference. Like, people see her as like, tall, a stallion. I think she like 5'11", don't quote me, 5'8", 5'9". And Tori is like shorter than her. Like, by a little bit. So maybe that, even though it's so petty, that could be a contributing factor to why people are like, what? Like, Tori shot you? Like, what? He little. So.
Right. I mean, and some people was making that a point as to probably why he did shoot her, because of the height difference. But at the end of the day, we should take this serious, like I said, as domestic violence.
For sure.
And there are other ways you can handle disputes. Like, picking up your gun isn't the first thing that you should do.
And I just got so many questions because they said when they left the party, of course, all this happened after some party that Tory threw. They said they left the party and it was Meg, her best friend Kelsey, Tory, and the driver. But they said when they got caught, it was just them three. So it's like, where did the driver go? Did he shoot Meg? Like, it's so many unanswered questions. It's like you can't even get too deep. But I think it's definitely some healing to be learned. You gotta protect your energy. You gotta protect your space. You gotta watch who you're around, watch who you can trust. And a lot of Meg's friends are coming out now. Well, her bodyguard and then her producer. They was like, oh no, like you're not going out the house without us no more. Like just you and Kelsey? No. Like y'all is assets. So I think it's just about being around the right people, protecting your space, protecting your energy. What's something you learn from this?
How do you feel about, like, when it comes to, like, the music industry or entertainment industry in general? Why is it that when a guy and a girl together, it's automatic that they together? Why isn't it normalized to have friendships of the opposite sex?
I think that's just in life, though. Really, like the entertainment industry, I think it's people. Like a lot of times, unless y'all have a history of just being together, you know, maybe posting together, whatever, it can be a shocker when someone of the opposite sex new comes into your life and people like, when did y'all get cool? Like, is y'all smashing? Because, you know, a lot of times after you a certain age, it do be like, okay, I'm just dating or I'm just whatever. Like, you be like, I'm with whatever friends I've been with. So if you ain't been with them and it's not a girl, it's like, I'm gonna think this. But I do think it happens a lot too much.
Yeah, I think it does. Because it's like, okay, now. So every picture she got with somebody of the opposite sex, they just had to be dating or they just have to be together. Like,
now, I think it is signs that people look at to be like, y'all probably dating.
Yeah.
Especially with celebrities because they don't post them. Like if they trying to have it, they're not gonna post them a lot. But she not saying, well, just using Meg as an example. She posting Kelsey, she posts her hairstylist, like her friends all the time. So if she not posting somebody and then they around though, like the paparazzi or just you might see them there in the same vicinity and it's like, so why are you not posting them? But it's like a lot of times people just know automatically like I'm not gonna post this person until it's something serious. So it's like you kind of just assume until they do get a post, think like, oh, I'll figure it out.
I think you hit the word assume. I think we assume too much too soon before we get all the facts.
I think assumptions sometimes can protect you from like getting your feelings let down when you find out what it really is, if that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna assume this just because I'm gonna assume the worst, and then if it is this, I already assumed it. If it's not, it's gonna be better.
I get it.
I don't know. I don't do that. I try to stay out of people's business. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to advocate for the people who be in people's business, like why they might do it. Yeah, it's like everything have a reason. So they probably have good reasons. Sometimes people feel like if they not in the know, like they missing something. So it's a lot of different reasons. But let us females live. Every time we with somebody, it's not sexual. We promise you.
Absolutely.
We promise you. Any last thoughts?
No, that's it.
Okay. So y'all, thank y'all for watching our Megan Thee Stallion episode. And make sure y'all go follow us at 21 Minutes or Less on Instagram and Facebook. And then 21 Minutes or Less podcast on YouTube. And then after that, go to our personal pages. Mine is Keisha Milana.
And mine is Miss 521.
See y'all.